Thanks for joining us for the podcast today. I am Mike Monteforte. We are here with a good friend of mine, Mike Stuart. We're going to talk to Mike about all the different services that he offers. We're going to get into detail about it. We're going to get into how to get in touch with him. He's a great guy to know. So, Mike, thanks for agreeing to do the podcast with me today. I really appreciate it. Give me the super quick elevator pitch about what you do, and then we'll talk more into detail about it in a bit.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. So I am actually multifaceted, so that's the quick synopsis. I am a real estate agent. I have a team. I'm part of brokerage with Kadilak Realty Group. I have Stuart Group Realty. That's part of my team who does flips. And I'm also an appraiser as well and have been for a long time.
Yeah. And we have used you through my office for appraisals from years ago when we first met, when my office was in Wilmington. Not that many years.
Okay.
As well as using you guys for purchasing properties when we've had clients that are either selling or someone has passed away and the home was being sold. So we've done business together for a long time.
Absolutely.
So before we get into that, talk to me a little bit about kind of how you got into this field, how you became a real estate agent, started kind of doing flips and that sort of thing.
So way back when I want to age myself, I actually was going to get into real estate. I was taking the class, and part of that class was appraising, and it just kind of caught my thing. And back then, in the mid-90s, you couldn't do both. For whatever reason, they kept pushing that. Can't do both, can't do both.
Yeah.
Never made sense to me, so I had to pick, and I picked the appraisal. I've had an appraisal business, and I've been on my own for 26 years. It's been very, very profitable, and a lot of bumps and roads and interest rates predicated on how that works. So then eventually, that whole thing about not being able to do both sort of subsided, and that's when I got my real estate license. And so I've been doing that for 11 years now. And I've been with a couple different brokerages, so I've got a little bit of flavor from both of them. Some of the bigger places, and now I'm with Kadilak's a little bit on the smaller side. I think maybe 15 agents. I built a team in the last year. I have four people that are on my team. I'm showing them the ropes and kind of going in that context. And then somewhere along the way, trying to basically sort of expand my presence, I got into the flip thing, and then so we've worked on a couple together. I worked on another one, and I'm in the process of trying to secure another property right now and partner up with the builder. So that's sort of the quick version of how I've gotten to where I've gotten. So obviously, in terms of experience and different facets, I offer things that a lot of people can't.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned having 4 people on your team and kind of showing them the ropes, providing some mentorship, especially to people that are new to the business. Is that something that you kind of enjoy doing as well?
Yeah, in fact, obviously I'm still going to have my own sales when people come to me, friends and family and stuff like that, but my real goal is to build the team and really show and provide that expertise to the people that I can show them how to do the business, do it right with integrity, because I think there's people in my business, and I know in yours, that sometimes just kind of skirt that line, and that's our commitment to excellence, done with integrity and involving the community is sort of the Stuart Group mantra. And so I really, that commitment to excellence, I can provide that to my agents, and so I'm starting to try and build. And so if people are new and wanted to get into the business, because eventually rates will come down and there's going to be a ton of sales when that happens. So if you're new or interested, you're not finding a lot of these bigger brokerage, they throw you to the wolves and say, figure it out. Come to me. I will teach you everything you need to know, and I'll be making you 6 figures if you stick with it. So I do enjoy that. I would prefer to build the team, sell when I need to, but try to grow that, and that would be what my best case scenario would be in terms of the Stuart Group part of the equation.
Gotcha. And I love you saying doing it with integrity. Here at my office we have core values, right? And part of those core values include doing things that are in the best interest of the client. And again, not trying to skirt that line where you're throwing your integrity out the window. So I love that that's part of your mantra is trying to do things the right way.
Right.
And yes, we all need to make money. We do
Yep.
this for a living. It's how we feed our families. But at the same time, trying to do right by the people that hire us and actually caring about them
Exactly.
goes a long way. And the fact that you're trying to teach people that are coming into the business,
Yep.
how to do it that way, I don't think there's enough of that
Yeah.
in the business.
And that's why I'm trying to make that sort of part of what can bring in people to come and work with me and us and Kadilak and everything that's involved with that, because it's important. You can take years to build your integrity. It takes one thing, if you go over that line, to ruin it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just not worth it.
Definitely.
And I do see from time to time in this industry and in your industry and in other industries where people do that. I just don't get it. I don't know how you sleep at night.
Yeah, there are sadly there I mean, like anything else, there are
Like
lots
anything.
of great attorneys out there,
Yep.
and then there are plenty that aren't, and
Yep.
again are in it more for themselves than for trying to provide a good service to clients. We
Yep.
see it all the time.
Yep.
And it's just an unfortunate reality, but we here always try to say, okay, well, we're going to do it right no matter what anyone else does, and I love that that's what you're doing as well.
I think it's the right way to do business.
Yeah.
I know, and I think by spreading that word, I think a lot of people are drawn to that and the importance behind it, because I think that you should have integrity.
Yeah, I agree. Now, you mentioning some of the bigger, brokerage firms and that sort of thing just kind of throw you out there without really, kind of talking about this stuff and making sure we're doing it the right way.
Right.
Do you find that even though, trying to grow, but keeping a comparatively smaller group as opposed to these huge
Right.
brokerages provides a better service to the client as far as being able to at least deal with the same people. It's
Yep.
not someone else every time they pick the phone up.
Yep.
Do you find that to be?
Yeah,
helpful
I
too?
do. I think, obviously the bigger brokerages have been around, there's name recognition, those kinds of things, but, when you get into the smaller boutiques, it's more hands-on. It's more, at least, in my experience, it's about sort of that one-on-one, not only just with me and my agent, but also with the client, and being able to provide and be sort of focused on that. And that's, I think, one of the benefits of the small boutique. The Wolves thing that I had mentioned before, they just basically say, okay, you got your license, come on board, sign with us, and then they say, figure it out, oh yeah, we got classes online and this, that, and everything else. But no, I'm like, I have a meeting tomorrow at my office with my people. It's one-on-one. I got a listing that's coming this Friday in Lynn. We're gonna do the comping behind it to see what they think is going to be the price, or what they think it should be the price.
Okay.
And so it's a teaching moment, and I'm going to do that hands-on. Those are the kinds of things I think are important with the smaller, situation and team.
Do you feel like because you're able to teach your team your way of doing things, you can place more trust in them, again, to do things the way you want them done, as opposed to, well, I got 100 agents out there, then nobody really knows who's doing what. But you've got this core group that you're teaching, again, your way, putting integrity into it, making sure that they're doing things your way, but then being comfortable to say to someone, talk to this person from my office because they're gonna treat you right.
Yeah, absolutely. So the best example of that would actually be this weekend. We have 2 open houses. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
My team's going to be there, and I trust them that I've shown them what to do and how to do it, that they're going to do it right. They're going to get the information. They're going to provide the information to anybody that's coming through. And so those are the kinds of things, exactly what you're saying, that I trust these people because I've shown them sort of the things that need to be done. And then when they don't know an answer, I tell them to call me. There's stuff that I don't know that I'll call Susan Kadilak, who's the broker. She's been in the business a long time, and we'll bounce stuff off. So you're always learning. And I tell them, come talk to me. And I trust that they're going to ask the questions that need to be asked. And always tell your client, if you don't know, I don't know. But I'll find out.
Right.
Because that's the best way to handle stuff. Don't BS people.
No, and it's funny you mention that because another one of our core values is education. We're always learning, and we're always teaching our clients. So we want our clients to always be learning, and we need to always be learning. But it's similar if someone comes out and meets me somewhere, and then they call and set up an appointment at the office. They might not be meeting with me. They might be meeting with one of the attorneys on my team, and I'm comfortable telling them, hey, these attorneys are trained by me. They do things the way I do them, the way that I want them done, with integrity, doing things the right way. And so I can be completely comfortable in saying, go meet with the other attorneys on my staff.
Right.
Some of them smarter than me. You're gonna get as good, if not better, than sitting.
Well, I'm not going to go that far yet, but you know, a few more years maybe. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think then that's just it. So if I were out of town and something came up, I could say, hey, one of my people on my team, can you go meet them, show them the house, do whatever needs to be done? So do we help each other out? That's been one of the things that's gone on in the last year, particularly because of, you know, situations, summertime, people are away or whatever, we got an open house, can you cover for me, and those kinds of things. And so, yeah, that's the same thing. And I know in those situations that because I've shown them sort of the stuff, that they'll be able to figure it out, and if they don't, they can always reach out to me if I'm not around.
And recognizing that, okay, as long as I've been doing this, or you've been doing what you do, there's always something for us to learn. That nobody knows everything, right?
Nope.
So there's always going to be a question, and instead of, now let's just fake it because I want to look smart, right?
Yeah,
Look like
exactly.
I know everything. Hey, I'm not sure, but I'll find out.
I'll find out.
And
exactly. I sing that often, and I even on my own skin and stuff situations, I same way. I was like, okay, I don't know. I'll find out. That's the best way to handle those situations.
Yeah.
Because if you come off as authentic about, you know what, I don't know, that builds the trust with your client. You know, if you sit there and say, oh, I think it's this, that, and you start BSing and they can read on that, they're going to be like, I don't trust this guy. Yeah. And I don't ever want that to be the case.
Absolutely. I'd rather say I don't know and I'll find out than tell them the information that's wrong and then have to go back and say, you know what, I was wrong about this, and it's not this, it's this.
Right.
You know?
Right. I mean, someone said I should have been an attorney, but I mean, I'm argumentative, but I'm only argumentative when I know that the answer is A or B. Like, those are the things. If there's any sort of a gap there, then I'm open to interpretation, discussion, figure out where to kind of go. And those things that are black and white, that's where you're going to stand on stuff. But there's a lot of gray in the world too. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's great that your team has you as a resource, right? For when if they have a question, they're able to get hold of you.
Yep.
And the same thing for anybody that's been in any industry for any length of time, and we make these different connections. I have other attorneys that I talk to if I have something that's complicated or just a question that I say, that's interesting. It's kind of a new question.
Right.
Let me run it by not just my team, but I have other associates and things that we talk to, and that's one of the benefits of kind of, again, without trying to age us, right? Doing what we do for a while. You meet other people that are interested in doing things the same way, right? Doing them with integrity, and being able to bounce ideas back and forth and work together and find interest.
Yeah, I have peers and colleagues in all the businesses that I'm involved in. So obviously, if anything broker related, I talk to Susan. I have peers in the appraisal business that I've known for years and years and years, and so if I need bounce something off of them, I give them a shout. I'm always open for knowledge and communication, and I'm always open if somebody needs to contact me for info. So.
Gotcha. You mentioned having something coming up in Lynn, which is funny because that's where I started. First law firm I worked at was a small firm in Lynn before I went out on my own.
Yep.
So other than talk to me about just geography for a minute, right?
Sure.
If I have someplace that you might be interested in, what areas are you looking for? Talk to me about just geographic areas served.
Sure. So it depends on the business.
Yep.
So appraisal business, I've appraised as far as Springfield, as far as northern New Hampshire, because I have my New Hampshire license. I've appraised on the Cape. I mean, I pretty much have gone anywhere in the last 26 years. So that's another thing, because you can do and spend the extra time to figure out exactly what's going on within any given community based on the internet. That's the difference. Way back when, that wasn't the case. Same thing with real estate. Now, I've done Wolfboro, I've had listings in Worcester. I haven't gone to the Cape yet, but I mean, I'm wherever you need me to be. Because again, the same context in terms of being able to provide my knowledge and expertise better than probably most because of my appraisal background. Or again, so the most important thing when a homeowner is discussing this, you need to know what that's going to list for and what's going to sell for. And so knowing that information is helpful. And so therefore, I kind of go everywhere. Flipping, I try to be closer to the North Shore just because it's much more difficult to hold property and try to get, contractors to get to the properties. I sort of know people that are on the North Shore. They don't want to be going to the Cape to be working on
Right.
something. So,
Right.
so when it comes to those things, North Shore, West Roxbury it would have been within range. That one just timing-wise wasn't good. Southern New Hampshire. So yeah, it depends.
Gotcha.
That's the main answer on that one.
Understood.
Yep.
Understood. Okay. So, all right, here I am. I'm home, and I'm thinking, okay, I've seen this. I want to get in touch with Mike. I have something for you, whether it's appraisal work or interested in selling, or I have something you might be interested in buying. What's step one? How do I start? What's the best way for me to get in touch, either with you or your team?
This little thing right here. Yeah, I mean, phone's obviously the best. I know most people are comfortable texting, so text me something. Hey, I saw you, or whatever it may be. You might have something that could be work-wise. But there are other ways to obviously meet and get a hold of me. I have a website, stuartgrouprealty.com,
Okay.
for the real estate side. I don't really have a Bay State website per se. It's not as important as
Sure.
in the real estate business, but my company is Bay State Appraisals Inc. We're in Andover, 89 North Main Street. Stuart Group is also at 89 North Main Street in Andover. And then on the flipping again, text me. And so I have a cell phone. I'm sure that this information will be posted
We
for
will.
everybody
We'll make
to
sure
get out
that we
there.
put- that
But
we
shoot
put
me a
it on
text
there.
or call, whatever you're more comfortable with. Either way, I'm always there. I always have to look at the phone when it comes through with the potential spam or
Yeah,
whatever it may
sure.
be. But I'll, if I don't get to it, or text for sure, I'll reply. But if I don't get to the phone on the call because I'm not sure, I'll definitely call you back as soon as I can.
All right, perfect. So we'll make sure that your phone number appears on the video side.
Yeah.
For people that are only listening to the audio side or in the car, what's the phone number?
Sure, it's 978-423-3364.
One more time, just for anybody listening.
978-423-3364. Shoot me a text anytime.
All right, perfect. All right, Mike, this was so great. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I know that what you do and the information you provided is going to be super useful to our clients, so I can't wait to share it with them. Thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it so much.
All
Thank
right.
you. All right.
Take care.